looking for, and how we can manipulate and work with our website and our web presence, whether it's on the social medias or the blog or YouTube or any of those tools, to better position ourselves in the search engines so that when our clients or our prospects are looking for our services through various keyword phrases, they can actually hopefully come to one of our pages or come to one of our social networks to connect with us. So what I'm going to do now is going to start sharing my screen. So it's going to, you're going to not see my face anymore, and I'm going to switch over. And then at the end of the slideshow, then I'll open it back up to this screen, and hopefully we can get some discussion going, as well as hopefully, Paulette, I see you're waving hello via text. Does everybody see the text chat box on the right-hand side?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good. Okay, you won't see it after I switch over for now, but just bear with me. I'm going to close some windows here.
There you go.
Now, one of the experiences I found with this software, can everybody hear me?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. One of the experiences I found with this software, those who are in the room will probably see this in real time, and those who are watching outside the room have a bit of a delay. So please bear with me. I will try to accommodate the delay between screens and try not to be showing you stuff when you may not be on that page yet. So like I said, today we're going to go over some of the best practices, some trends, some challenges, and a variety of tactics to hopefully position ourselves better in the search engines and reach our target audience. So first of all, I wanted just to explain how search engines work. Basically, they have these wonderful looking spiders, no, not these spiders, but they do have spiders and robots, or bots they're called, that go and scour the web, World Wide Web. And when they come to a website, they actually pick up all the words that are in that website that they can access and take it and flow it back into a huge database. So when someone does a query and types in a keyword or a keyword phrase, what it does is it will go back to its database and go through all the various sites through a specific algorithm to try and feed back the most relevant results that they can find. And hopefully, if you've positioned yourself well, your site or site address will come up, or your site page will come up. So it's going back and forth like this all the time, and there are different ways that you can, like I said, either manipulate or accommodate what the search engines are looking for in order to be able to rank yourself. So just to give you an idea what the search engine result page looks like, now you should be on the second screen. Are you all on the second screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is just an example of how the search page looks like. The very top, and usually, and it's very hard to see on this screen, but typically the very top ones, and right here they've actually set ads, and the very right-hand side are what we call Google AdWords, and these positions have been paid for through the Google AdWords advertisement service that they have. The ones below it, there's one here that's called Reflex Toronto. This is actually what we call a map listing, and you can see that they have a corresponding map in the top right-hand corner. And so if you put your business, listed your business with Google Business Listings, then you have a better chance of getting listed there. Right after that, then you have all the what we call the organic results. So these are the results of the most highest ranked for that keyword phrase that we were looking for. So in this case, I was looking for Reflexology School, Toronto. And actually, it's my client who is #1 here and is placed right at the very top. So there are, like I said, 2 types of search results, actually 2 or 3 types of search results. The one that we're primarily going to concentrate on in today's discussion is what we call organic or naturally placed results, search results. And this is where we have the most control over how and where we put our keyword phrases within our site. And we're going to go through that. Now, the Google AdWords pay per click, that's what PPC stands for. That's the paid keywords that you would bid on, and you would try to outbid your competitors. Now, I don't always recommend this form of advertising unless you have deep pockets, or if you're going to be doing a specific timed campaign where you're really trying to boost traffic. But there's a lot of things that need to be taken into consideration when you're doing a Google AdWords campaign, and maybe that's a big topic for another time. So, how does well, let's say, for example, Google. How does Google figure out how to rank a site? It's not really a magic formula, but the formula, and in its most simplistic form, is the first thing. It's looking for relevant quality keyword phrases that contextually fit what the overall theme is of the site. There's somebody online. If you want to mute yourself, please, until we get to the discussion period. Thanks. And along with having relevant keyword phrases, it's really important to have inbound links that are coming into your site from other external sources. And this shows the Google how popular your site is. So the more inbound links, or the more times that your content is being shared, then Google sees this as, oh, that's pretty interesting. This site must be worth looking at. And therefore, the more interest a site has, then they're going to say, okay, well, this site must be favorable with respect to whatever the subject area that they're talking about. And the third part of the formula is ensuring that your overall design, your coding, your site structure, and all that is optimized to the specifications of what Google is looking for. And it's very similar to Bing and Yahoo as well. So there are some things that could get in the way of optimization, and there are workarounds for that. For example, video cannot be picked up by the search engines. So one of the workarounds is making sure that you have a good description in your descriptor field, introducing the video, as well as perhaps including a transcript of the video itself, so that people who are using blind readers, for example, can have an idea what that video was all about. The same with images. Images cannot be read by the search engines. All they see is that it's an image. So again, there are ways you can put alternative text, we call it alt tags, on each image to describe what the image is. Certain structural things like frame setups, some JavaScript, and Flash technology also impedes the search engines from being able to index your site properly. If you have a site that has too much, is too heavy in weight and slows the site down, then this too can affect your indexing. And if it's full of messy code, so unfortunately a lot of these build-it-yourself type websites, they put in a lot of code that bloats the system, and you know, the search engines only want to get to the nitty-gritty of what the content's all about. They don't want to have to read through all the code that's trying to showcase that content. And then there's issues of things like black hat techniques, or I just had a consultation, a search engine optimization consultation with a client the other day, and I was checking his site, and I said, I don't know if you realize this, but you have on your home page a whole bunch of text that's hidden using the same color background as what, or the same color text as what your background is, and therefore we cannot see it from the front end, but the search engines can find it from the back end. And I said, you better get rid of it because Google will penalize you. And if you get penalized by Google, you'll never get listed in the rankings. And when he heard that, he was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I don't think he even realized that his developer had done that. And so it's just something to be aware of and stay away from it as much as possible. And the same with keyword frequency. Sure, you want to have the words, the phrases mentioned in your copy, but you don't want to be repeating them over and over and over again. And then Google's getting smart. You know, it doesn't work that way. So it does have to make contextual sense. You know, the end line is that you want your readers, your viewers, to have copy that makes sense and speaks to them.
Gemma, would you prefer that I ask questions at the end, or can I ask?
You can ask if you have anything.
Well, just on the previous slide, I just wondered what you the images being site design, too many heavy-weighted images.
Again, it slows the site speed down.
I guess I'm getting, yeah, but what is a heavy-weighted image?
Oh, a heavy-weighted image?
Yeah.
So if they haven't optimized it for 72 dots per inch, sometimes when, especially now that we all have cameras and mobile phones and that, if you have your settings set for print quality and you upload that, print quality is typically at 300 dots per inch, which makes it a larger file size or more heavy weight.
Oh.
So it's best to be optimized at 72 dots per inch.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Now, Paula, I can't see the sidebar, so if you're putting in any questions, I'll look at them after. I'm sorry, when I have this on full screen, I can't see it. So I think that's one of the things we need to work out with this webinar jam. Okay, so now how can you have control over improving your overall optimization for your pages? So there are a number of things, and you can see this little circular graph or image here. Obviously, choosing the right keyword phrases that best describe what that page content means, not for the whole site, but for what that page is talking about. So I'll give you an example. If you have a services page and you have maybe 8 different services that you offer, don't try to jam all 8 of them on that one page and expect to be optimized for all of them. what we recommend is that you separate those pages into their individual services, and that way you can be optimized for service 1 on that first page and service 2 on another page. The whole key is to make sure that the information that you're providing is relevant to the specific keyword phrase that you're trying to optimize for. Placing the keyword phrases, and I'm going to be showing you a screen where you can see it better than this, but there are areas like the title tag where you can put the keyword phrase, and I always suggest that the most important keyword phrase that you're trying to optimize for should be the first word in that title tag. So the first word closest to the left-hand side. Also, when you are naming your domain name, it's not as important anymore to put the keyword phrase in. At least Google says they're not really looking at that so much. But what is important is trying to stay away from, especially when you have dynamic websites that are creating the page on the fly, where they put in, I'm sure you've seen it, where they put in, yourdomain.com /p equals 1 3 4 5 6 7 ampersand blah 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 blah, and it makes no sense. So make sure that when you're working with a web design program or a web designer, make sure that they can put in what we call smart URLs, which actually converts that long expression and turns it into, say, for example, yourdomain.com /services /footkit, or whatever the service is. It also just makes it more easy when you are going to be linking to that page from, say, if you were to do a link in one of your social media posts or something. Also, headers, H1, H2, H3. These, if you put a keyword phrase in your header and in the programming code is assigned the H1 or H2 or H3 code, then they also offer more weight in the ranking process. Any keyword that is bolded, that also adds extra weight to the overall algorithm. Internal links, so if you're linking from one page to another page, and a good example of that is sometimes on the home page you put a little intro, but you don't want to put the whole thing on the one page. Say, for example, you're introducing your company, then you may put a more link, but instead of putting more, you may want to be more descriptive, and that takes them to the About Us page or something like that. And again, having alternative tags for your images, all these things play a role with respect to helping the ranking system of what Google is looking for. Okay, so let's look at a page, for example. So I've already gone through a lot of these different things, but I just want to show you how the search engines work. When they're looking at a page, they start in the top left-hand corner and they read from left to right, from top to bottom. So if they're going this way and they're going down the page, they're scanning along until they pick up the text that they can pick up. So if I left this navigation all as images, it wouldn't be able to pick it up. So by having the text there as text, and there is a difference, and let me just explain. There are sometimes when you have images with text inside the image, that's still an image, unless it's programmed that it's text. And the only way that you can really tell is if you try to highlight it, and if you can highlight it, that means it's text that can be grabbed. And that's the same thing. The bots and the spiders can grab that text. And then so you want to make sure, you know, your web address, in this case, it's Footsteps Reflexology School. So reflexology and school are two of her most important keyword phrases in this case. And then have some header tags. Reflexology School, in this case, is her H2 tag. The image, if you roll over the image, you will see a little pop-up and it'll be descriptor. That is what we call the image alt tags. And then when you're looking at the search result itself, this line here at the very top is your title tag. So the title tag are what, or these tags are what we find in behind the scenes. Now, in most HTML sites, you can't really do this unless you know how to write HTML. But in the news sites, especially the WordPress sites or Joomla or any of those, they actually have the plugins or functionality where you can put your own tags in per page. Okay, and I stress per page. Don't just try to have one tag that's going to go for every page, because then it's not relevant. And then you see this part down here, that is the description. Again, it's the meta description that we put in so that when somebody's looking at the search result, they can get a general idea what this site is all about, or what that page is all about. Any questions about this? Okay.
Sorry, Gemma, sorry, where does the meta tags come from? Is it something from that first page? I just
the meta tags would come in when you're writing your content.
Yeah.
You want to be able to assign each page a title, a description, and the keywords. Then, if you have the capability of putting it into the administrative area, then you do that. Otherwise, give it to the developer and they'll do it.
Okay, all right.
Because it actually is in the code part.
Okay, but it's not being pulled right out of that page that you were...
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Well, it's being pulled out of the back part of the page, not the front.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Did she, sorry, Jeanette, did you want to see physically where it is? Jim, I just wondered if she needed to see the source code.
Adrian?
Adrian, sorry.
What you mean, going back to the page we were looking at, or but it's
well,
not?
No, I'd have to come out of the screen here and open up another screen.
Yeah.
To show you.
No, that's okay. I just
Okay.
wanted to know whether that was something that we had to set separate from our page, or whether it was something that was built into the page. That was my only question.
Yeah. It is in the page, but it's in the back end of the page. And what we
Right.
recommend when you're writing your content is that for each page, you make sure that you assign a title tag to it,
Okay.
a description, and the keyword phrases that go with that page.
Right. Right. Okay. I can't even remember what I did at this point, but all right. Thanks.
Okay. Now here's also, I just wanted to show you some more results. This was Interior Designers Toronto, and our mutual friend here, Robin, has, you can see her listed here. Now you notice how her image is here beside her Google Plus post. And it's because she's hooked up with Google Plus what we call authorship, and this is highly recommended for all of us, who, especially if we're blogging, is to create your Google Plus profile and then hook up your authorship, because since it's Google who's making all the rules, and they're the ones who are favoring their own products and showcasing their results, then you might as well take advantage of it, and it's all free. So if you need help with setting that up, I'd be happy to show you that. And what they're saying in Google's eyes is that if you have this authorship, we'll even give you even more chances of ranking. And as you can see, Robin did get it just by saying Interior Designers Toronto. There she was. Okay, so optimization isn't just for website pages. You also want to make sure that each of your blog posts are also optimized. And so by doing so, there are a number of ways to do it. First of all, making sure that you have really good content, and making sure that your title tag, which is the title of your blog post, has some good keyword phrases in it, as well as inside the blog post, also take advantage of bolding keywords, hyperlinking, or linking keywords. So for example, here I have an inbound link that goes to my website. So my blog is in a subdomain of my website, but it also links back to a service page talking about, in this case, an annual review. Also, at the bottom of each blog post, you have the ability to put in what we call tags. And tags are similar to keyword phrases, and it's also another way for people to be able to search really easily for certain things by just clicking there, and you can get all the various posts related to whatever the tag is. And again, setting up your authorship, you need to set up some specific code in order for that to be registered.
Within the WordPress blog, you mean?
Within WordPress. That's WordPress specific, yes.
Okay.
YouTube videos. Here's an example, again, how you can optimize your YouTube videos. I always like to put my URL right at the very front before my description, because it's right there front and center. And then just make sure you have a really good description. This is the title tag, so adding additional top accounts to Gmail. And again, YouTube has the ability to have tags as well. So you always think about, ways to make sure that you're describing what it is that you're showcasing. And now, if I took this one step further, I could do a transcript, PDF maybe, which people could download. It's a lot of work doing transcripts for every video you make, but it is doable. Now, there are a variety of tools to help you in the process of optimizing your site, and I've just listed a few here, and you can search and check each of them out. Basically, you want to have some tools that will help you begin to even think about what keyword phrases are good for you to use. What you want to do is be able to find keywords that have high volume of search, but low volume of competitiveness. So low volume of people actually using a keyword phrase. And when you go into the Google Keyword AdWord tool, you actually can see that breakdown. And I'll show you, I have some links for you to go to that after. You can also look at your Google Analytics if you have that set up, and I highly suggest that you do set that up. It's free, and it's just a matter of setting it up and putting the code right into your website. And then over time, you can look to see what keyword phrases are people using to look for your services. You may be surprised, actually, that there are words that you may not have thought of, or maybe they're words that you may know the technical word, but they're using the simplistic word. So you got to remember these things when you're writing for your audience. Always put yourself in the shoes of your audience and try and figure out what is it that they would use to come look for my services or my product. So there are a whole bunch of competitor and keyword research tools there. There's also some pretty neat tools. They do cost money, but if you're a writer, and you're doing this as a business, you may want to invest in this and actually consider it. There's Scribe SEO and there's SEO Presser, and both they help you out with optimizing the page for your on-page SEO. And then looking now at the next part of the formula, which is the backlinks, so links that are coming back to your website. Oh, first let me just show you this picture of, this is the keyword tool, AdWord tool. So basically you just put in your keyword phrase or your product or service, and then you can get ideas, and then they'll give you a whole list of ideas, and it'll tell you the average monthly searches. It'll tell you whether it's high competition, medium competition, and it'll also tell you how much they believe it's worth, in the sense of how much are people willing to pay for it. They used to have a tool that had nothing to do with the AdWords, but now, you know, Google has to monetize things, so they're really trying to encourage you to use this tool so that at some point you will consider participating in their Google AdWords campaign. Oh, sorry. So when it comes to inbound links, besides you know, having your own blog posts out there coming back into your website, there are a number of ways that you can get inbound links, and directories is one of them. You can either do general directories and then like go into your category and drill down and then add your link, or you can go more specific, what I call industry related directories or association related directories, or networking directories. All these kind of things, they help, but they're not as good as blog posts and social media posts. But they do also bring in some kind of pointing system, helping you with how many inbound links you have. Just make sure you don't participate in some of those link farming opportunities that you get in your email, saying, oh, I can, you know, hook you up with thousands of links, because A, they may not be relevant to your industry, and B, they may have people in that list who have been banned or blacklisted, and therefore if you're hooked up with them, they could do damage to you. So just be careful of, or just stay away from them. I don't even suggest them at all. And so just this page is talking about the various social networking opportunities to be linked from Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, all of those. All, as long as when you're writing your posts, make sure you bring them back to your site or to your blog. So this is my last slide, and basically it's just saying what's happening moving forward with respect to Google search. As you know, Google changes its algorithm often. So what I've always tell my clients is, as long as you follow the foundational guidelines that I put forth already here, you're fairly safe. As long as you don't try to, you know, do these fast fixes or participate in things that are dubious, you should be pretty safe in the search engine optimization. If you can make sure that, especially nowadays, mobile is number one. Mobile and video is number one. Also take advantage of local search opportunities, especially if you create services that are local bound. Always make sure that you represent yourself on the profiles that really speak your brand and your mission and values and whatnot. So everything is all part of building reputation and credibility, which all helps the whole authorship uh, process for Google. And just know that any of the social posts that you post, it's all being indexed in real time. Um, so any questions with respect? I'm going to switch back now out of the screen and back to the.
Gemma, you mentioned mobile and video as being the #1 optimizers. Is that correct?
That's right.
What do you mean by mobile? Like,
so mobile, making sure that your site is mobile ready or mobile friendly.
okay.
So, for example, you don't want people to have to scroll sideways and up and down trying to get to your content.
Okay.
A lot of times, nowadays especially, people are creating even separate sites just for mobile because you don't really want to regurgitate everything that you've written in your desktop site to go onto mobile. People are on the run, people are busy, and they don't have time to go scrolling through your whole site. So
Right.
you'll notice a lot of the mobile sites are now just mini versions of your main site, and you only extract out important things that are relevant that they need when they're on the run.
Okay, so my provider should have an option for me to do a mobile site as well. Is
Yeah,
that okay? All right.
that's
And
recommended. Yeah.
okay.
And what do you mean by provider? Your developer, you mean?
Well, I'm the developer, so
Yeah.
but they like I know when I started with templates, right?
Yes.
And I guess I can go access some templates for a mobile site as
That's
well.
right. Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Or if you're using WordPress, there are plugins.
Right? Okay.
So you can find a mobile plugin. But basically what they do, well, it depends on the plugin. Most of them will just shrink your site. That's
Oh,
not really what you want. You want one that would, where you would just put in specific information relevant for mobile users.
okay.
And the other option too is mobile apps. So applications that are mobile,
Mm-hmm.
that are relevant to your industry.
Okay.
So even like if you came up with games, a game for learning, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I
Um,
see.
Now,
Gotcha.
just so you can introduce yourselves, both of you are writers actually. Um, Adrian does executive English, so
Yeah.
she helps. You want to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I go out into the workplace and I help people who speak English as a second language basically do their jobs better using better English, writing, speaking, presenting, whatever it happens to be.
Well, that's interesting. So, you're basically you're sort of their voice.
Well, I help them, and it's a combination kind of training both with their English, so wherever it is they're weak in English, we work on that, but it's also building up their communication skills, so their ability to write for whatever business they're trying to get done on any specific day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What is it you do, Elizabeth?
Um, well, with Gemma, I do different content exercises. So I've
Oh,
done web copy in collaboration with her, and what else
oh,
have I
great.
done? Yeah, but that idea, online copywriting, and then I
Right.
also do things offline as well.
Okay.
So business related.
Right. Okay. Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, are there any other questions with regard to the things that we covered today?
I'm still sort of fuzzy, Gemma, about local search opportunities. Do you just sort of mean Oakville Chamber of Commerce and
That
networking?
and actually making sure that if you are servicing only, say, the Oakville or Halton region, that you put that text into your content. And where, for example, if you're a company and you have maybe 3 different locations or something, and you wanted to make sure that you were optimized, instead of just trying to optimize by just having one sentence saying that I serve such and such and such, you may have specific pages for those locations.
Okay.
Okay, so like separate pages that talk about those locations and how your service or product is relevant to that location.
Okay.
Mhm.
And also, like I said, if any local directories you may want to participate in. So, for example, if there's an Oakville directory or a Burlington directory, you may want to have your listing there.
Okay. Yep, that helps. And I remember too, just from working with WordPress, that you can optimize yourself well when you can say copywriter in Oakville as opposed to just copywriter.
That's right.
Yeah.
So putting the location in the text, so other than just waiting on your contact us page.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you're located, Elizabeth, in Oakville?
Yes. Where are you?
Okay. Toronto, sort of midtown Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Paulette had to leave us, so
Okay.
yeah,
And actually, I've got to teach a Skype class in a little while, so
oh,
I should probably sign off too for now. But thanks, Gemma. That is
you're
probably
welcome.
one of the most worthwhile things I've looked at so far. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Well,
And
thank you for helping me figure this all out. I'm glad you were able to come on into the room so we can see your face, pretty face, and listen to you, and that's great. Thank you very
Great.
much.
Okay, thanks. And you're going to send this as an attachment, are you? The slides that you
Oh,
prepared
yeah,
for today,
actually,
or?
yeah.
Okay.
So you can download the course slides there,
Okay.
and then also I can display both. You want to click on that, and you can start downloading.
Click on what? Sorry.
The yellow button. Do you see it in the right hand side? Just scroll down, and you should see download course slides under
Okay.
Poppins Public.
Do you mean the buttons at the left?
No, on the right in the sidebar.
Yeah.
There's chat. At the top it says chat, polls, attendees, pop-ins. If you click on pop-ins.
Oh, pop-ins. Okay, I get it. I see it. Yeah.
Okay, and then scroll down, and then you'll see a big yellow button that says download now.
Oh.
Okay. Download now.
That should open up a new window with the slides.
You might have to zoom out in order to see it. I can just see the yellow on
I
mine.
think that's I think that's what I'm having problems with. How do I'm not even sure.
The window, you can go to the bottom of the window and drag down. Maybe that opens up the window a little bit bigger.
Okay.
You get 2 arrows when you put your cursor right at the bottom of the window.
Okay, is it a red bar?
Red bar, keep going down. Yep.
Download now. Got it. Okay. All right.
So click on that, and that'll open up a new tab.
Right. Got
Okay,
it.
now I'm going to give you another one, which is the search engine optimization checklist.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Oh, did you download the other one already, or open the other one already? Both of
I've
you?
opened it, yeah.
Okay. How about you, Liz? Because I gotta remove that offer to show the other
I
one.
think I have that already.
Yes,
I think you
maybe
gave it
you.
to me already.
Possibly, because I.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm doing another project for JAMA
Oh, okay, yeah.
as a separate entity.